Hello everyone, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day and making some really good trades. And yup, let's just get into it. And right now we can see that Bitcoin has pumped today. Again, a very obvious pump by the look of it, a ginormous green candle today, up over 9%, and we closed above the previous high here of 24,300. And as you guys can probably tell inside the Discord, if you guys are gold members, congratulations, because today we are booking some massive profits. Unless obviously I haven't closed my trade. My trade is actually still open. I can actually share it with you guys if you want right here. Let me just pull it up very quickly. But just as a full disclosure, just want everybody to know that these are real trades. I posted this on February the 9th. I said entry around 22,000. We entered our trade, and guess what? It ended up pumping up towards the upside exactly like we thought it would. And obviously, you know, I didn't think it was going to pump up this much. I was expecting a decent sized pump, but wow, really impressed. And let's just show that trade right now. You guys can see that we are currently up over 263%, up over $2,000 on this trade. Doing very, very, very well. So let's just I'll keep the gold members up to date. If you guys want to get access to trades like this, feel free to join the Discord with the link in the description to become a gold member. Or if you just want the crypto trades just like this, you can just become crypto members and get access to these kinds of trades. All right, let's keep going here. Let's take a look at some potential future targets for Bitcoin as we keep pumping up towards the upside right now. So we obviously broke through these resistances. These supports are long gone from now on. We probably won't be seeing those for a little bit unless, you know, we get a massive, you know, dump tomorrow. But for the time being, everything looks very bullish. On the weekly time frame, we got that green dot here again. Nice little bullish divergence ended up playing out very nicely. You can take a look on the daily. We still got that green money flow, and we got that green dot yesterday, or I guess you could say it on today's candle right here, confirming that we could get a potential rally. And that's exactly what happened. It was a potential long signal. But what you want is the indicator that tells you that the move is going to happen before it happens, right? So let's take a look right here on the wave trend and the wave edge indicator right here. And again, the link is in the description for the wave edge indicator. You guys can look it up yourselves. You can do your own research, and once you purchase it, you'll get all the instructions. But essentially, you can see wave edge printed a 12-hour, and on top of that, a daily cross before the move happened. And that was a beautiful entry signal. Again, I entered my trade right around 22,000, or I got 21,920, and beautiful pump from there, up over 13% already. And we are starting to liquidate some shorts right now. Obviously, this pump definitely liquidated some shorts. We are getting a bit of a red X right now on the 12-hour, so you know, you could technically take some profits here, but we've seen during these massive pumps towards the upside, these red crosses may not play out as you want it. Especially, you want to take a lot of things into account: the trend, the money flow. Right now we got a lot of green money flow, right? It's not like we were getting decreasing money flow, but you know what, it held support right here on that moving average, and we pumped back up. So things are looking real good. I'll keep you guys up to date inside the Discord, and feel free to check out this indicator. Is created by Thomas from Team Underground. You guys can check him out. He's on YouTube. Anyways, let's move on here. Let's take a look at the indices as well. I think we covered enough for Bitcoin. Actually, no, I didn't cover the targets at all. Let's cover some targets. Obviously, we got that previous high right around $25,000 right here. We almost tagged it. I guess you could see, you could say we got a bit of front running there, but that's very normal. And we got our next target right here, right at 26,600. And if you end up getting past these two targets, you're going to be free and clear to reach 28,700. Again, I will most likely start to take profits if we get into this zone right here. I might start to take my profits completely out of my trade, but we're going to have to see, because right now Bitcoin could start to form a big bearish divergence on that daily time frame. So let's be careful. Obviously, nothing like that has happened yet, but yeah, we could technically keep pumping like this, and you might see the RSI climb, but not as much, and then you might start to form a bit of a bearish divergence, right? So let's keep an eye out for that. But yeah, overall, very nice day today in the markets for Bitcoin. Congratulations again if you guys are getting these amazing trades. All right, let's keep going here. Let's take a look at the S&P today. Again, it pretty much a big, nice little reversal day. We were down on the day, but ended up reversing and closing above this resistance again. And now we're set to pretty much go up and tag 41.95 right here for the S&P. Again, in my opinion, if the market seems to be shrugging off this bad CPI news, tomorrow we got the PPI. And if the market shrugs that off as well, then you could very easily see the markets to keep rallying towards the upside, up to 4,300. Again, this level is going to be a very major level for the S&P. I think that if we get to this level right here, I would definitely double down on my short positions and potentially take some more profits on my long positions, as I do expect the market to start to roll over once we achieve this target for the S&P. I don't think we are going to go back to new all-time highs. I think the economic conditions will worsen, although even though they are worsening, they're actually showing to be pretty strong right now, but eventually, the numbers will spike up for unemployment, and when that does, the economy will start to panic. Once the Fed does not come to the rescue, because inflation actually is starting to slow down its pace towards the downside, we could be actually potentially getting near a trough for inflation, which means we could potentially be seeing a bit of a bottoming pattern for a bottoming scenario for inflation. Maybe we're going to start to level off here. Maybe we'll go to a little bit lower, like 5.7, 5.6, but really the pace definitely slowed down big time here. We only dropped from 6.5 all the way down to 6.4. We dropped 0.1% when they were expecting a drop of 0.3, right? And if we see this start to happen, you can bet your ass that if the Fed raises rates even more, right, in spite of inflation starting to come back up, then you will see the markets start to sell off significantly, because they've only priced in about 5.5% interest rate hikes. If the Fed says we need to do 7, the economy can handle it, look how strong the economy is, then everything's going to start to roll, right? So just pay attention to what the Fed's saying and what they're doing as well. Sometimes they say a lot of stuff and what they're doing is completely different. All right, let's take a look at commodities now. Again, let's start off with natural gas. Very disappointing day once again. I know it's very frustrating with nat gas right now, as it keeps making higher highs here and higher lows, but the days that follow are always dumps towards the downside. And it's very, very, very unusual, right? It's a very strange price action that you're starting to see in natural gas. We could actually get on some shorter time frames here. You guys can see that, nat gas acts normally, normal trading happens, and then you get at the start of the day, sometimes you have these massive dumps, these big unloadings of the positions on nat gas. Almost seems like it's being manipulated or held down below $2.60, or it's actually on Pepperstone or currency.com. It's actually $2.65 or 60, basically $2.60. It just keeps hammering it back down to $2.53. For the time being, we are holding this trend line right here, and we are holding the trend line on the RSI. Still a lot of bullish indicators, like on wave trend, right? Like the one that anticipated that big move up in Bitcoin, getting some very strong buy signals right now near the lows. You got the MACD in the green now, and you got those moving averages on the MACD expanding, which is quite nice to see. The one on the 4-hour actually just flipped red into the red, but it's above that zero line, which is always nice to see as well. And you got Wave Edge X coming up as well. So many buy signals on that daily. Got one on the 2-day as well. Big whale loading up here. 3-day, same thing. I don't think there's anything on the 4-day yet, or at least not on this chart. There's nothing on the 4-day. Let's see if the 3-day has crossed on the MACD. Not yet, but in about 4 days it will start to cross potentially. So let's just wait and see what happens. Weekly, there's no buy signal yet on the weekly, and again, obviously the monthly, definitely no buy signal, and there is a significant downtrend, but it does not mean that natural gas can't get a pump up and a big drawdown towards the upside in the same month. Nat gas is a very volatile asset. You guys can see, or let me just pull it up here. I think it was this week right here, but there was a month maybe not on this chart, maybe a different chart, that natural gas actually pumped up towards the upside and came all the way back down like 30% in the same month, and actually ended up making a new low in the same month as well, and then pumping back up in the same month, ending the month basically like neutral. But you know, it's kind of like this candle, but you had wicks like that. I'm not sure which exchange it was on, but I can't find it on this chart on this chart right now on currency.com. But yeah, you guys can tell you can get some massive moves in natural gas, 23% move, and a pull back down all the way down to $44.75. So imagine, you know, you're longing here and you hold down, you're down 27%. So let's just see what happens. Again, natural gas can flip on a dime, but for the time being, it seems very weird that natural gas is staying at these levels for so long. And then, you know, with all this bad news, usually, you know, you want to be doing that contrarian play. You want to keep releasing that bad news near the low as well. You want to rope into as many people as you can into shorting around this area, so you can take it up towards the upside. But yeah, I will admit as well that it is potentially forming a bit of a bear flag right here, something like this, right? So if that gas pumps to even $2.76, we could potentially get another rejection towards the downside and get a continuation pattern. But sometimes that's just not what it is at all. Sometimes an asset is already oversold enough and it's just getting ready to pump towards the upside. Maybe you're going to get a lot of shorts piling on here and you're just going to break out and keep going. Anyways, let's keep going. Let's take a look at oil. Not too much action on oil today, I don't think. Yeah, it basically was just a flat, I mean, it did drop down, but ended up pretty flat on the day. You're getting a bit of an upside right now along with all the other markets. Let's take a look at silver. Again, silver, I dipped into a little bit of silver today buying the SLV. You guys can see we're up slightly. We tagged the bottom of this green resistance box here. If we do break it, I will still add to my position around $20.85, and I'll add it to it again if we get to these levels all the way down here. Let me just post some nice little some price targets here for you guys. And even if we get to the bottom of this range around $16.89, I would still add to my position. As you guys can probably tell, the dollar has been strengthening. We actually got a nice pump today in the dollar, and the markets seem to have ignored it for the most part, as we closed the day pretty flat, pretty green or flat, whatever you want to call it. The Nasdaq was up about 0.92%. But overall, you want to keep an eye on the dollar. If the dollar keeps moving toward the upside, eventually the markets will realize, the Fed might keep raising rates here, and the dollar is going to strengthen even more, and then it will be bad for markets. Let's take a look at the 10-year yield. That's coming down a little bit today, but it was actually up on the day as well, up over 2%. It's at 3.79% now. That the 10-year yield, absolutely crazy. Let's take a look finally at gold, our favorite asset, obviously. Gold, always love gold, and we can see that today we had a bit of a down day on gold as well, as the dollar keeps strengthening. The dollar's coming down right now. You can see gold is up, but if the dollar keeps strengthening, which I think it will, I think you might get up to around 106.5 to as high maybe 107.7. At one point, that will drive gold maybe all the way down to 1786. In my opinion, I think that's where gold will start to form a bit of a bottom here. But if it does not hold that level, then you're gonna want to take a look at some lower levels like 1724 and potentially 1680. And if we even keep going towards the downside, like at the rapid rate that we are right now, and you keep dumping and dumping and dumping, then your max drawdown, I think, is going to be right around that $1,600 level, or $1598. And at one point, I'll probably be loading up on gold again as well. Alright guys, I think that's enough for today. If you guys want to get access to those awesome trades like I did today, or actually entered it February 9, but we got those gains today. We're up over $2,000 on our account. We only put in 5,000, so we're going to do very well this year, in my opinion. You guys can join with the link in the description, and if you guys want to sign up for Big Get Trading and help support this channel, feel free to join with the link in the description as well. Alright, thanks for listening guys, love you all, peace.